Our nation is plagued by a single cause, single group of people. These people are the cause for every single problem you can think of. Indeed, many of us have been thinking that one cannot say that all problems have only one cause, that you cannot put the blame on everything, on one thing. There cannot be a single root cause for a million problems, and that million different causes million different problems, and that it's an interplay of hundreds of thousands of variables and hundreds of thousands of factors that causes the current state of our decayed nation. Well, I wish that was the case, and that is indeed certainly what I used to personally believe in. But the issue I then discovered after I dug deep, and I had to confront the unpleasant truth within myself that I initially did not want to accept, which was that all the problems of our nation, whichever state you are, whichever caste you are, whichever religion you are, whichever class you are, whichever job you are, whichever age you are, and whichever person you are, whatever you may be, there is only single one cause of all the problems in our nation. This is the class of people that comes out only during elections. This is the class of people who have nothing, whose entire business model and whose entire existence depends on people like us believing their lies. They slander each other with all the filthiest words they can. They call each other liars, they call each other corrupt, they call each other every single filthy word there is. They make you feel that you too are part of this glorious fight, that you are bringing a change, that you are fighting for truth, that God is on your side. They make you feel that way, but truth matters. They're all the same. They've given you many options, so you feel that you have freedom of choice, but in reality you have no freedom of choice, because whoever party you support, whichever party or politician you support, still the same leech is going to come to power, and they're going to suck your money, and they are parasites. Parasite is a parasite. There is no one here who would say that it's better to have your blood sucked by a leech than a mosquito. Is there anyone here who believes that? Is there anyone here who believes I would rather get bit by lice than get bit by ticks? This is the nature of our political system, and that our political system is the root cause for every single problem in our nation, whatever it is, even the smallest causes. That the cost of your toffee has increased, so you see garbage in front of your house, you see your children not being educated enough, you see our nation being weak and made a laughing stock of this world, increasing racism against our people across the world. It's all because of this one corrupt community. This one corrupt community is the main reason why many people indeed give up their hopes, give up their dreams. They believe that this system cannot be changed, that no matter what you can do, nothing will change. These are the people who have given up hope. And there's majority of people, there's a class of people I want to tell you about. They support no other people because they have no trust in the system. They have no trust in any political party. They have woken up to the harsh reality that cockroaches are cockroaches. They all spread diseases. It doesn't matter what disease it is, whether it's cholera, diarrhea, jaundice, whatever the hell it is. But disease is a disease. They have lost total system faith. They have lost their trust in all political party, and they are a disillusioned part of our society, and this I can say is the majority of people around here. They still have a glimmer of hope within themselves that maybe one day the times can change, but many of them do not think it will happen in their lifetime, and many of them, more importantly, do not think that it is in their hands and it is in their control and their power to be able to change that. But my friend, if there is no political party we can trust. There's no politician we can trust. Then who can we trust? I mean, who's going to fight for changing the system? Who's going to fight for a better tomorrow? Who's going to fight for actually fixing our goddamn nation? Who the hell is going to fight for our goddamn nation? There's no political party is. And if that every single one of them is a tapeworm, a ribbonworm, or a liver flu, whatever the hell the parasite may be. Every single one of them is a parasite. So who the hell is going to do it? Who the hell is going to save us? Which political party can we trust? Which politician can we trust? None of them. Because the only people who can save us is the people themselves. And that is why I ask all of you to stand up and not take this message as any other video you have seen in your thousands of videos you would have seen today while scrolling mindlessly on YouTube. I tell you, do not take this video as such. I tell you that your life is at stake here. That it is in their interest to keep you distracted with the millions of garbage that is polluting our internet now. It is in their interest. They have always wished for us to be divided so they can do their dirty tricks. They have always wished for us either to fight within ourselves. You are from this class, you're from this state, you're from this language, you're from this background, you're from this caste, whatever the hell it is. Why they themselves follow none of these rules, in fact, because they are the most united community in our nation. The same politician you see who with his entire lying mouth, his filthy lying mouth, his machine, that mouth of his, which lies more than it eats, that mouth of his, who spends the entire day slandering these people and doing all sort of nonsense to their propaganda cells online. This group of people here are most united. Today they will slander each other, and the very next day, if they can get power and if they can loot you and take your goddamn money while inflation is ever so damn increasing, while you cannot afford to pay rent every day, when you cannot afford to pay the goddamn petrol prices, when you cannot afford to pay your children's school fees, when you cannot afford to pay a goddamn oil also. If there's a chance for them to loot money, if they can get into the corrupt scheme that is our Indian political system, that is our so-called elections, the most corrupt thing in this goddamn planet. In fact, there is no other country which has such a filthy level of politics that is in our nation. If they find a chance to be in on that corruption, they are ready to seize it, and they have no lower limits of what they're not willing to do. They are willing to compromise anything. If they're willing to compromise their goddamn principles, you think they're going to stand for you, fight for you? The guy who's just trying to provide for his family, the guy who's just trying to pay his goddamn college loan, the guy who's trying to get a better job, the guy who's just trying to live a goddamn peaceful life, the guy who goes to a temple and wishes to Lord Mahadev every day, please give me enough money, Lord, take care of my family, to live a happy life. You think they're seriously going to give a damn about you? Do you seriously think so? They don't. In such an age, in such times, the only person who can save us, save you, is yourself. Because united we stand, divided we fall. There was a story that was once told to me when I was a child, which I remember, and which is what I want every single Indian, every single person, whichever background you're from, to remember. There was a farmer, an old farmer. He lied on his deathbed. His sons used to quarrel with each other violently. Always quarreling with each other violently. To put an end to that, he once asked his children to bring him sticks. So each of their sons brought him some sticks. Then he told him to give one stick to him. And then the children gave a stick to him. He broke it effortlessly. And he gave a stick to each of his sons. He asked them to break it. They all did, effortlessly. Then he gave his sons 5 sticks together and asked them to break it. Not a single one of them could. And that is how we are. Individually, we are powerless. Individually, if a politician's corruption comes and bangs our car, and we challenge him, we tell him it's his fault, we're going to get messed up, we're going to go to jail, or we're going to face consequences indeed, because of the corrupt nature of our system. We cannot challenge them. I alone cannot challenge you, alone cannot challenge you. That is the nature. If a rich person's car comes and hits you, like the most unfortunate incident that's happened in our recent history, which is the Porsche Pune case, in which a rich brat's son went and killed 2 average people like me and you. Killed them. And he got out scot-free, but he was going to get out scot-free, but what happened? The people rose up. They were pissed at this, and that is the power which I'm trying to get it in to all of us. I'm trying to wake you up, not to the single evil of that rich brat and his father. No, that's just a small evil. I'm trying to wake all of you up to the biggest evil in our nation. The mother of ship of evil. Satan, devil, Rakshas, Naraka himself. Ravana. Kumbhakarna, the goddamn devil himself of evil. The most vile thing there is. Our election system. Our elections, the most vile thing there is. Because while the rest of the world goes ahead and ahead, India is only getting more and more colonized. We're not getting colonized by countries anymore. But we're getting colonized by companies now. We're getting colonized by foreign influences in our nation, which is increasing ever so more. We run the so-called nationalists, the so-called B.J.P., the most goddamn biggest liars in our nation, who try to pride themselves on nationalists, nation first. Now, in fact, we've seen colonization at such a high pace under the B.J.P. regime that it is too scary, and that if you were all to wake up to, I believe that by tomorrow morning, there would be a goddamn revolution in our country. That is how corrupt our system is. Inflation is ever so increasing. You cannot afford your stuff day by day while your salaries are in fact decreasing. While day by day competition is increasing, inflation is increasing, but your salary is staying same. You might be fooled to think, as what the political class wants you to believe, that this is a natural thing, that as population increases and that as time goes on, as we go into the future, it's natural and you have to deal with it. No, my friend, it is not natural and you don't have to deal with it. It is totally unnatural. That is why you must wake up. And if you demand it, the system will change for your benefit. But because we have not demanded it, the system has been twisted to benefit the political class.